Well, here you have it, folks. I just finished A Perfect Marriage by Jeneva Rose. Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Before we dig into this book, The Perfect Marriage, and we talk about this book, I just want to show y'all the book street. This is the street that's about maybe 100 meters long, and it's just full of just bookstores, a place where you can get souvenirs, you can get toys, you can just come hang out, grab a coffee. They got a couple coffee shops here, and just buy you a book and just read and drink your coffee and chill. This is for all the bookish people and the book nerds out there. I just want to share this with y'all before we dig into this book. So just sit back, relax, enjoy, then let's discuss The Perfect Marriage. The Perfect Marriage by Jeneva Rose. Sarah Morgan is a successful and powerful defense attorney in Washington, D.C. At 33 years old, she is named partner at a firm, and life is going exactly how she planned. The same cannot be said for her husband, Adam. He is a struggling writer who has had little success in his career. He begins to tire of his and Sarah's relationship as she is constantly working. Out in the secluded woods at Adam's and Sarah's second home, Adam engages in a passionate affair with Kelly Summers. Then, one morning, everything changes. Adam is arrested for Kelly's murder. She had been found stabbed to death, and Adam and Sarah's second home. Sarah soon finds herself playing a defender for her own husband, a man accused of murdering his mistress. But is Adam guilty, or is he innocent? What is going on, y'all? So we got to talk about this book that I read called The Perfect Marriage by Jeneva Rose. I think she wrote this book in 2020. I've seen a lot of people talking about this book. Most of the people I've seen online or, in my book bud circle, they kind of like this book. And I have some that don't like this book. What was I about to say? Lost my train of thought. I like this book. It's basically a whodunit, you know. It's a murder mystery. You got two of the main characters are a couple, Adam and Sarah. One's a lawyer, excuse me. Yeah, one's a writer. Adam's a writer, and he's kind of struggling right now with his writing. He has a bit of writer's block, and he spends a lot of time alone in the lake house that they both own because Sarah, she's a high-powered lawyer in D.C., so she's not home a lot. She has a lot of cases. She's a partner in their law firm, and she's one of the best lawyers, I think, in her area. But sometimes Adam is suffering from that because he's home alone. So I think that's why in the book he has this affair with Kelly, and then things happen. Kelly gets murdered. And the book says that maybe Adam done it. Or excuse me, yeah, maybe Adam done it. Or maybe Adam didn't kill his wife. The book throws out a lot of red herrings. They introduce other characters. The dialogue will make you think that this character did this because, he's at the interrogation room acting suspicious, They'll throw you off with that. A lot of times in this book, I thought I knew who did it,
Gotcha,
red
bitch.
herrings. And all three times that I thought I knew the person, and all three times I was wrong. Because they lead you here, you think this detective might be a bad guy, or you think this person right here might be the bad guy. You're like, nope. Throws you for a loop. Sorry, y'all. I just had to throw this in there. Throughout the book, when I was reading this, you get Adam, who's accused of murder, and you have Sarah, his wife, that's a lawyer, that takes on Adam's case. And it just bothered me all throughout the book. Why is she doing this? Why is she doing this? This is a complete conflict of interest. And I'm just going to leave it there. Just to talk about real quick about Jeneva Rose's writing style, there's no pretentiousness. She's pretty straightforward with her writing. It keeps you engaged, keeps you entertained. Yeah. Talk about the characters. There's only two main characters. They're POVs. Or there's more than two main characters. You got Kelly. You got a couple detectives. You got a couple lawyers in this book. You got an assistant to the lawyer in this book. There's quite a few characters in here, but the two main ones are Adam and Sarah, and all the POVs go back and forth between Adam and Sarah. I think Jeneva in this book, she wants you to think, if you're in a relationship, who's right and who's wrong? How could this tragedy been prevented? Adam is wrong for being a cheater, of course, but what about Sarah? Could she have done anything, different to prevent this from happening? I think the author wants you to think about that. Another thing in this book, the two main POV characters, Adam and Sarah, they have two completely opposites as far as their upbringing. Adam is a rich kid, has a mother that's overprotective. He's the only child. She spoils him. He's 30-something years old and she's still spoiling him. And on the other end, you have his wife, Sarah. She had a bad upbringing. You know, I believe her father died early, so once her father died, it caused their family to have a lot of financial problems. And then it caused a lot of stress on her mother. And I think all that stress from her father dying caused her mother to spiral out and just cause a lot of family drama. So those details right there let you know that the thought process of each POV character. You see why Adam acts the way he does irresponsibly, and you see why Sarah acts the way she does. She's pretty much cold and calculated. You know, she don't want to make mistakes. See, my likes and dislikes about this book. I said before, I like a book that will keep me entertained, a book that has lots of twists, and this book does have lots of twists in it. Like I swear I knew who the person was, and then the book just, you know, did a 180. And when that 180 happens, I think that's when a lot of discourse happens. You have a lot of people saying, you know, what? Where'd this come from? You know, why would this person do this? You know? And then you have other people be like, okay, I can see why person did this, but maybe it's a little overboard. But hey, you just have to read it and get your own opinion. Overall, I recommend this book. I'll give this book a 4 out of 5. You know, it's not graphic at all. It's pretty straightforward. It's a thriller. It sets the tone in like a small area. You know, all the main characters are in one small little area around the DMV area. Yeah. So, my opinion, if you value my opinion, I think you should check out The Perfect Marriage by Jeneva Rose. I think you won't be disappointed. But if you are disappointed in this book, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Peace.